Let me just say hi, number one, again to everyone. Just a very brief update on the Real People program. We're very, very happy that our employment rate or our placement rate into employment has been very good, very consistent. The market has been obviously crazy because of COVID. So if we take that out of the equation, though, because hopefully things will start to get back to normal fairly quickly, the entertainment biz and the TV and movie biz, of course, is very, very vibrant. Now, the update I wanted to give you, well, two things. If anyone knows of someone who might be interested in our Real People program, we do have one more session that's going to start at the end of this month of October. It'll be the last one for this year. Please let whoever know if they're a member of Department of Rehab to have them get a hold of their department, especially maybe if the Laguna Hills branch especially. But what I did want to say very quickly is because of COVID, certain things have changed which are going to affect our kids. When I say kids, you know, I mean everyone, and our industry in a very positive way. You know, it's always that you sometimes have this horrible situation and some good comes out of it. The strange good that has come out of it is because of COVID and all the different rules that have happened, the unions have passed new rules where you cannot have a crowd in a scene. You cannot have more than one person in some instances. And therefore, all the different things that we used to have and take for granted when there were multiple people have now have to be recreated by the post-production world. So anytime you have a crowd now, I mean, things could change, but this is the way the rules are now. If you have a crowd scene, the visual effects people have to start duplicating people. And that's everything that we're doing with Real People, but more importantly, it's just everything that is involved in the computer-based world. So, but now let me jump into Bugalu, because our success, and I'm very grateful that we've had good success with the program, but what has happened over the years that we've worked with our veterans and now that we've worked with our adults with on the spectrum and various other challenges, we've come to see a couple of things and a couple needs, which is why this new platform was born. The needs that we saw was every one of our people, girls, guys, all wanted, just like anyone, a sense of community and to be really a part of something where you worked with people and interacted with people that have the same ideas, same thoughts, same, you know, similar interests. And I find it very analogous to even myself. I'm a musician really at heart, and I would rather any day sit down and hang out with musicians than anyone else. It's just I feel more at home that way. So we felt there was a need to develop a community type of feel to something. The other thing that we did start to see, and this is actually part of the community part, is once we put everything online, the interaction with all of our students and our graduates too in talking to each other increased dramatically, so that there was this real interaction going on. And again, that's part of this community feel. The last piece that I really want to stress is that every single, and this is every single person that I've interacted with of our students and graduates, they all were creators. All were very beautiful creators, and the work that they did and work that I saw, and anytime I was able to see anything that they've done in the past, was really excellent. Things that they were proud of, things that were excellent, whether it was drawings, whether it was animations. I've seen some short films, and they were all really, really good. So I started to think to myself, look, this is a new world. The online way to monetize these things is way more real these days than it ever was before. And so I contacted a couple of my close business associates in the entertainment industry. They're remaining faceless at this point. but there are some big wigs. And we decided to put together a platform, a streaming type of platform that would be really focused for our populations that we've been working with. And everyone knows we've been working, as I said earlier, have been working with disabled vets and homeless vets for over a decade now. And then, of course, our great people on the spectrum and through DOR, et cetera. So we'd be focused on this group, but we wanted to create something where it was instruction-based, but instruction with a single purpose, really, not to get you to go out and get a job, but to get you to create something of your own and then be able to move it onto a part of the platform where you could sell it and start to bring in your own money, bring in your own revenue. And that's what we've done. And this is starting to launch next week. And we're going to launch it in phases. And what we're starting with is the instruction part. And then as of the beginning of November, we're bringing on that thing that I mentioned, the marketplace part of it. And I'm going to go a little further. And Judy, if you can throw on just the little slide stuff. You guys all have this, but it's just going to help me talk about it a little bit better. So Bugalu is the name. And by the way, just for anyone who wants to know what Bugalu is, back in the 40s, and I may have even started in the 30s and the 50s, there was this really fun musical form. There was records out, there was bands playing, and the music was called Bugalu. So we just grabbed that. And that's the meaning, and that's the business behind Bugalu. You want to hit the next one, Judy? The motto, guys, everyone listening, the motto of Bugalu is learn it, make it, and sell it. That's our whole deal. So we want you to learn something. We want you to be able to make, from what you've learned, make a product of your own, make a piece that you're proud of, and then put it on this marketplace. We don't take a cut. We don't take a piece of your money, but we help you put it on the marketplace and then connect you with buyers. So whether it's a drawing that you've made, or whether it's a piece of jewelry, or whether it's a short film or a piece of animation, we can make sure that it gets on the site properly and that you have then an audience to interact with and sell your product. And really what we are is Bugalu is meant to be a worldwide community of artists and artisans. And as I mentioned, every one of our people, students and graduates, they are artisans. They are artists, and they are artisans, all of them. They are phenomenal. You guys already know it because your parents, and if you're listening and you are a student or a graduate of ours, or if we've never met before, the talent that everyone has is phenomenal, and we want you to be proud, and we want you to create and sell. Let's go to the next one. Judy, thank you. So how are we going to do this? We've brought on multiple instructors now that are all pros from the industry to put it for different types of training. So we have a whole live film section, so that we want anyone who's interested in creating a short film to be able to write it, to be able to direct it, to know how to produce it, to know how to edit it, do the sound for it, do some visual effects for it. So every single one of those things I named, we have an instructor for, and that's what you're going to learn. Then, and the second piece is that once you do that and have a piece ready, we're going to help you put it on the marketplace. And that's our other piece of it. The other very important thing that we have is we have once a week, we have a marketing class, how to market yourself. This is a pro marketing woman who's coming on board, and every single week she's going to have a class about how to take your piece of product, whatever it is, and to put it on the market. And then how do you brand yourself? How do you promote it? How do you get your business license? She's going to make sure that everyone is getting all those assets behind you so that you have the best chance of getting out there and getting your project sold. And the tracks that we're talking about, I'll just back up again. We're talking about live action. We're talking about animation. We're talking about a multitude of things, which I'll get into in the next slide. The third piece, which is what I kind of alluded to earlier, is we want our people, whoever are part of Bugalu, to have a safe place to socialize, and to create new friends, test ideas, to come up with groups, share videos. It, of course, will be monitored by us and monitored by a professional monitoring. So we wanted to offer that. So you didn't have to go to Facebook. You didn't have to do like that. But this way, people that you knew or people that you ended up meeting, you could collaborate, because collaboration sometimes is the best way to make a fantastic product. Next slide, please. So let me continue. You know, we talked about this, and I'm not going to focus on this because you guys already know all about us, but we are, no matter who comes aboard, we are always, our mission is to support our population. And as you know, we've started with military, and we've always supported our individuals on the spectrum, or anyone who has some certain challenges. That's our focus. It will continue to be our focus, and that is really what's behind Bugalu. Next one, Judy, please. So here's where we get into the fun part. What are we going to end up teaching? So this is not even nearly all of it, but I'm going to go quickly. I don't even have to read this all to you, but I'm going to tell you what we do. In live action world, we have script writing class. We have cell phone movie making. Because here's the other thing. You know, everything that sometimes if you want to learn something, you have to buy a program. You have to buy this, you have to buy that. We are making sure that every single thing that we teach, there's a free program that you can download, whether you're on a Mac or whether you're on a PC, everything is free. So when it comes even to cell phone movie making, that's one of the things we're doing. We did not want to have our director of photography, our cameraman, teach on big cameras. I said, look, teach on a cell phone. Cell phone, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, how do you create it? How do you shoot? How do you do depth of field? How do you do lighting? All that on a cell phone. So that's that. Directing, how do you direct? What do you do? Picture editing. And then we get into the other aspects of the visuals, computer visuals. So we have 2D animation. We have all kinds of things called Blender and some different things, so advanced visual effects. But we're not just limiting ourselves to that world. So we are also in the audio world. We're in the world of music. So we have music production. We have sound design. And then we have other things that you make. We have met some people on the way who are great at jewelry making. So that's starting up. In fact, that's starting up in November. But we have fashion. In fact, one of the first times I've ever had the honor of working with some young adults with autism and Asperger's, there was this young lady who was just brilliant at fashion. And she ended up being in our wardrobe department on a couple of movies. So we have a whole fashion instructor on how to create and then put your things right on our marketplace to sell. The other thing that I'll jump into is it's not just meant to be instruction and meant to be all those aspects. We wanted also to have some entertainment, some just cool out time, just having some fun. And especially for moms and dads, when you maybe need to just take a break and hopefully, you know, your person wants to sit down and just watch some things and not have to go crazy about anxiety about learning this or learning that. So we brought on some fun things. We have a great magician at 8 in the morning across the board every single day. We're going to have some fun stuff. We have a magician doing an hour. We have Mr. Science, and he does these goofy experiments. We have fun 2D animation, which is just goofy, nice, fun little stuff like that. We have another art class. I don't know, you're going to think this is hilarious. And I didn't come up with this. I can't take credit for it. But it's literally taking things from the garbage can, nothing gross, but things that you're throwing away, anything like that, and turning it into an art piece. And so it's like replaying the art. And that's a fun thing that we're doing as well in the morning. And also we're doing cartoon voices. I know I met so many of you young guys and girls who love talking like SpongeBob. So what we did is we attracted one of the alumni from one of the top animation voice companies. And he is coming aboard to teach how talk like SpongeBob, how to talk like anyone like that, Rick and Morty, any of the ones that you are interested in, that's the fun part. So it's all these different things that we're offering. And for anyone who is our graduate or our student, this is available to them for free for as long as we're around. So it's a lifetime membership. This is a subscription-based service for anyone who is not our student or graduate, but very, very cheap, which is why I was able to get these guys entertainment bigwigs. It's less than $10 a month. And we're doing over 140 hours of programming every single month just to start. So it's an amazing thing. And again, the most important piece of this, I believe, still is that you're going to be creating things, you're going to be learning, you're going to be creating, and hopefully you're going to be selling these things. You do not have to have 1 million followers to make some decent money for yourself. And we want you to make money. We want you to have another option so that you can be self-sufficient. Because what if you were selling a few $100s of stuff every single week or more, from whether you're downloading a piece of animation that you made or downloading a short film, or whether you're selling a piece of jewelry or a painting you made or a piece of art that you crafted from the junk that you have at the house, there is a potential market for you. And it's a worldwide potential market. Judy, can we hit the next one? And so stressing about the marketplace, really how we are setting this up is that you will be able to sell your products to buyers from around the world. And you get to set your own prices. You get to collect your own money. As I stated before, we're not taking any cut of this. We're not taking a service fee. We're not doing any of that. You can deal directly with them. And this way we'll make sure that you understand how to set yourself up as a store, how to promote yourself properly, how to protect yourself properly, and how to deal with shipping. All of these things you're going to have answers to and learn how to do. Very important. Judy, next one. The social network piece. This comes online in November as well. The marketplace comes online in November. Social media, the social network takes place in November as well. And it's really about developing new relationships and testing new ideas and finding a place where you can meet other people and create friendships, as I stated, create new groups, share stories, share links, share music videos. And you'd be able to meet people that you've met before, and then it wouldn't actually be meeting them, but you'd be interacting with them and then meeting new people and creating great camaraderie. Our aim, as soon as COVID lightens up here, hopefully very soon, we will be having many, many actual physical get-togethers. And there'll be various parts of the state, various parts of the city, many different events. And everyone, of course, will be invited to that. Next one, please. So look, if there's, why do we end up doing this? We do this because kind of the reason I got into this in the beginning, I got into this because I love hanging around people who are talented. It's to me, it's the most fun. It makes me feel the best. It's the best, period. And that's something that we totally believe in. Judy, if you can pop the next one, it'd be great. The thing is, we believe in talent. And we believe in not only talent, but we believe in commerce. In commerce, what is commerce? Commerce means that you take your talent and you create something and you monetize it and you make money from it. So that's the key. We believe in talent. We believe in commerce. I hate to get flowery, but look at, I don't care what you are. I don't care about your shell. I don't care about anything. You are what you are inside, and you are as great as what you do. And that's why we believe that everyone has the ability to be magnificent. And that's what we are. We're Bugalu. We're a community of artists who believe there are no excuses. Dude and dudettes who's ever on right now, I don't care about your excuses. I don't care about my excuses. There's no limitations to what you can do. There's only excellence, and that's what we all have to strive for. You do that, You do the best you can. Create things that you're proud of. I expect every single student and graduate who are on this right now, this Zoom, I expect you to attend as many of these as you can and get as most out of it as you can. You're going to have such a great time. You're going to make so many things, and hopefully you're going to generate some capital from you, some money, so that mom and dad can finally take a deep breath. And that's Bugalu, gang. Do you Bugalu? Thank you guys for allowing me to babble. Please, does anyone have any questions at this point? I'll let Judy get the thing back.
Yeah, we should be in gallery mode so you can see everybody. Can you see everybody, Jimmy?
Right now, I just see me in 2 places.
Okay, let me stop making you. Hold on one sec. Where are you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cancel Spotlight.
All right.
Okay, so do you see everybody now, Jimmy?
I see. Yeah. Thanks.
As many people who have their video on.
Video on, yeah. Okay, who's got a question for me?
Hi, Diane. So, Jimmy, when is this starting?
Starts next week, kids.
And for those that are interested, is there a website, or is there, where do they go to
Here's how it's
initiate?
Here's how it's going to work. By the weekend, everyone will receive an email from us. On that email, besides saying, hey, how you doing? We love you guys. It's going to have a Zoom address, essentially. And what you will do is that link will take you right to the website, right to get you in. The one ID, because you will have a member ID, that ID will get you on every single day at whatever time you want to join.
And then it sounds like things happen at specific times. So is there like a TV guide for all us old people?
Exactly.
Some way of people knowing when.
You know what's funny, Judy, is I gave a TV guide to my my marketing guy, and it's like, I want this to be set up like a TV guide, and he looked at me like, huh? Well, what? so I went and then I got an HBO TV guide, so it was a little more. Yeah, so for right now, and you guys, in that email, you will also have the schedule, but it'll be on the website when you go to that one page. And what it is then is at 8 o'clock, X happens. At 9 o'clock, X happens. At 10 o'clock, X happens. Every day for 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, we're just getting started, so there are some moments when we won't have things going, but we'll be playing lots of promo material. But every single day has specific times for the things that you want to do. And they'll be consistent as well. So, for example, if you want to make sure that you're always looking for the fashion, for example, fashion is always going to be at Friday at 1 p.m. So you'll know that. And the same thing with cell phone movie making. Every single thing that we're teaching is going to be at a specific time. And this schedule will be the same at least through the end of the year.
So will the material be recorded? Let's say your mom's making you go out to dinner with grandma and you're not around for something. Will it be recorded so you can see it at a different time?
Yes, but only if we get invited to have some of that dinner. No, yes. All of our sessions will be recorded, so they'll be replayed like reruns. Eventually, we'll have them up as a library, but the way it'll start out is they'll be replayed like reruns, like old style.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jimmy, my name's Stephanie. I've got a question. So
hey.
if you're not a member, then we just subscribe, and then we have access to everything that's on the website that you showed. Is that how that works?
That's
okay.
Everything. Yeah.
And you said you had another class starting at the end of the year. What is the last class you have starting? Or one more?
It's our last Real People for visual effects starting at the end of October. And that'll be the last session that we do that for the end of the year. They're two separate things, but that's how we've come to know everyone.
Got it. Because we're new,
And-
so we haven't ever
Yeah.
done any of them. So,
Is it for son or daughter?
a son, 22.
Okay, and is the son interested in computer visual effects or animation or anything like that?
Could be.
Could be.
Depends on. Yeah, could be. I mean, and my other one is voiceover, more interested in the voiceovers, and the other one does it. So it's just getting
Sure.
them to show him something that is there. That's not something that he thinks his mom and dad are trying to get him to do. So that's the challenge. But I know he likes it.
Are you already registered with a department of rehab anywhere?
Well, with the regional, we're with the regional center in Orange County.
Okay.
So I think I was getting ready to contact the Department of Rehab.
Okay, so if you want to, the Department of Rehab can move fast sometimes. If this is right for your son, right?
Okay.
And here's what I would say: this platform, which is obviously super cheap and hopefully is workable and has a plethora of stuff. No matter what I'd say, if you're interested, obviously I'm not going to try to push you.
Yeah.
But do you have a pen handy or something that you can write something down? Write down rotoscoping, ROTOSCOPING. It's rotoscoping. And then the second one is Adobe, ADOBE, After Effects. It's after and then effects, EFFECTS. And have him go to YouTube. There's a whole bunch of like little clips on YouTube about rotoscoping and Adobe After Effects. That's the best way to see if he's interested. Because if he looks at it and goes, oh, cool, yeah, then I'd say absolutely. If he looks at it and goes, don't push him. There's plenty of time. We're not going anywhere either. But what I would say is, if he does not do that, absolutely consider Bugalu, because he'll have all kinds of, he'll be able to taste lots of different things.
Great. Okay.
Thank you. And hopefully do some things to make some money, which is we want, right? Mom and Dad want that.
Right. Great. Thank you. I
Nice
appreciate that.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hi, Jimmy.
Yes. Who's that?
It's Diane. How are you?
Diane, how you be?
I'm doing great. Just a couple of quick questions just for clarity. Do any of the classes overlap?
No.
Perfect. And are they all 1 hour long?
They're all 1 hour long.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
And then I just want to say, for anyone in this group who doesn't know about our once a month Monday Zoom group, Jimmy and Judy and I and several others on this group, we do a Zoom meeting, usually the first Monday of the month. Sometimes it turns out to be the second Monday, at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we just kind of sit and all have coffee and talk about stuff
Exactly.
that as it relates to our kids. We learned all about the Bugalu and real people through that, and there's just a lot of other topics that we have touched on and are going to continue to touch on as we go along. So if you're interested in joining that group, if you'll just put your email address maybe in the chat, would that be the best way, Judy?
Yeah, and if you guys are getting the letter from the president from me, so the October letter has our October meeting time. It's also available on the OCASG meetup site. So there's places you can poke around for it, but if you put your name here, I'll get it to Diane, and she can, we've got a few of them, Diane, so I can share those with you.
Yeah, and I'll add you to my list because I just send out a reminder to everyone, a few days or a day before, just to remind you that we're having the meeting coming up. So it's just a great way to get it on your schedule and make sure you attend. So the more the merrier.
Right. So the next one, I think, is this coming Monday. Is that correct, Diane?
Yes, this coming Monday, yes.
This coming Monday, and we actually have a special guest. We're going to have Rebecca Hoyt, who's with Disability Rights California, and we've talked about some of the laws and how they're not necessarily compatible with a job in the film industry. And so we're going to explore those with her. So, and then we'll all have time to just chat, which is what we normally do.
Perfect.
Great. You know, one other thing I did want to mention on the Bugalu site, we will be compiling resources, not only just links to resources, but actual videos, actual discussions that will be taped. So we will be compiling a library of that fairly quickly, and that will be every single day at a specific time. So anyone can access that at any time. Does anyone else have any questions about Bugalu? I'd love to talk to anyone and answer any questions.
I have a question. This is Jeanette. So you said that the kids could post some things that they've created they want to sell.
Correct.
But how does it get to people outside of Bugalu who might be interested in purchasing it?
We will be, well, there'll be many ways. One of the ways I can tell you specifically, well, I'll tell you two ways. The one thing is that we ourselves as Bugalu will be doing a complete, fairly large marketing worldwide push for not to bring anyone to the classes, but to actually push to sell the products that are on the marketplace part of it. A whole separate push. We've got, that's already set up. Once it goes online in the beginning of November, that push will begin. The other piece, which is probably maybe just as important or even more, in the marketing class that's every single week, and I swear I'm going to mandate every one of our kids to be there, or I'm going to come find them and give them a whooping. They should be at that class, because that is going to be the key of how to promote yourself, how to brand yourself. It's a social, as you guys know, it's a social media world. And if you look at like a site, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a site like Etsy. So, okay, so Etsy, for anyone who doesn't know that, that's a site for art. Really, it's artists that create lots of really interesting things are on there. And every person who's on there is essentially their own store. And they have products and they have a website. Well, that's what we're going to help you do. Help each person do. This is why we're doing it every single week. So each person will, and by the way, this may or may not pertain to anyone, but we're going to start to broadcast various things separately in Spanish as well. The marketing class we're actually doing in English 1 hour, and then we're doing that in Spanish for anyone who's more comfortable in speaking Spanish. But that's really the combination of those two things, knowing how to promote yourself and promote your own store, and then us doing a massive outreach on our end. That's how we envision it.
Okay, I do have a second question.
Yeah.
So everyone who's gone through Real People, they are, so like my son Riley will have membership.
Yep. Correct.
And this will be like a safe space for our community.
Correct.
But then the members can also purchase, I think I saw the screen, for like $9.95 a month to be a member.
Correct.
So anyone can be a member?
Well, so anyone, we can't let, you know, we cannot, like, for example, here, and I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over the words, but I had this exact question with my vets. Like, the vets wanted to make sure, well, we want our vets to be, how do you know if someone's a vet or not? And I can't legitimately ask someone else to send me a DD-214. I actually can't do that. Legally, I can't do that. And I'm not even sure, I've never asked the legal question. I'm not even sure if I can ask if someone has, are you on the spectrum? And then what if someone just lies and says they are, but they're not? So we will be creating separate communities within our bug out social network that is specifically for people that we've dealt with, and also specifically for our Real People grads and students. They'll have their own space, as well as the vets. They wanted their own space, so we'll be creating subspaces within here. And as far as, we will be monitoring as best as we can, attitudes, everything, make sure that there's no bad stuff going on.
Is there some kind of a click-through agreement or something so that if there's any cyberbullying going on or anything like that, you can just say, hey, you are banned from the site? Are you gonna?
Oh yeah, that's part of our terms and conditions. And there's no coming back. It's instant. You're out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Denise, did you have a question? I thought I saw your hand up.
My question was this: my daughter's super uncomfortable on Zoom meetings, so I was late getting in, so I'm not sure how these are taught. Do the kids have to get on and be seen on a Zoom meeting, or I'm talking right now about Bugalu because I'm not
Right.
sure she's passionate enough to do the other thing yet and get involved in it, and I don't want to waste anybody's time if she's not buying into it. But there are some things here that I know she'd be interested in if she didn't think she had to have her face online at the same time. She's really uncomfortable with that. So how does
Sure. Well, so I would say two things. Number one, we are starting with Zoom just because that's how we're starting. Ultimately, it may go to a different platform, but you do not have to have your face on. You do not have to have your mic on. You don't have to have anything. You can just listen. Is she okay just sitting at a computer and watching someone else talk?
Oh
You're
yeah,
following
does
what's
that
right?
all day long? Are you kidding? Yeah, she spends a lot of time watching,
Right.
blow stuff all the time. Yeah.
So then that's fine. So she does not have to partake in that fashion. But the other thing I did want to say that, and we've discovered this in Real People, in our Real People program, almost 60%, maybe 70% of the people coming in are all very, 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 I don't want to interact. I don't want to talk to people. Some don't talk at all. And quite literally within a short amount of time, every single person that we've dealt with has opened up. And that's just because they found something common that they like, and they're interacting with people who are, have similar challenges or similar abilities, similar interests. Let's just leave it at that.
Mhm.
And I found that everyone that we've dealt with, this is across the board. And I guess you can ask any of the moms here or dads who have been involved with Real People. And I'm not saying Real People is like the best thing in life, but the confidence level of everyone we've dealt with has grown. Everyone. I think I can say that categorically. So I think that's going to happen too. But look, the best thing is that you don't want to force anyone to start. Have them partake in this because, like you said, hopefully there's enough things on here that are interest or just fun. And we were able, just because I've got some great benefactors behind us, to keep this price point so ridiculously low so that anyone can join it and quit at any time or whatever, but it's really not, not an impactful price point. So everyone can have a chance at it.
Excellent. Thank you.
No, our pleasure. Thank you.
One more question, Jimmy, on the Market Yourself class. Is that something that it's going to be something different every week? I mean, they should continue on with that week after week?
Oh, yeah. That's a never-ending thing.
Okay.
There's so many things to do because, look, each person has to understand how to not only set themselves up in the store. We're going to make sure every single person has their own business license. Every single person has to set up their website. How does the website work? How do you promote yourself? I mean, there's so many topics. And I brought on this phenomenal woman who ran one of the top networks in Latin America, and for all kinds of product, everything. I mean, she is just like a dynamite when it comes to marketing and marketing yourself and marketing product. And yeah, it's like, whoa. So I hate to say this, but I'm going to be on that class every week. I'll be in the background because I need to know I need to know better what to do. So yeah, it's different every week. And again, that's the one that I'm starting out with that we're also doing in Spanish, a separate hour, so that, there you go.
Great.
Jeanette, are you still there? Because I wanted to make sure that I answered your questions thoroughly.
Oh, no, you did. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Okay, cool. How you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great. Riley's doing great. He's actually working right now.
Riley. Yeah, cool. All right, great.
Thank you.
Who else got some questions? Give me some questions.
Sounds really exciting.
Yeah. Like you're too cool for school. I love you guys. It's gonna be cool, Bree. It's gonna be like cool.
I have a question. If you hear me, do you hear me?
Yes.
Hear you.
Okay. I'm bad with Zoom and meetups and everything else. So with the Bugalu, with the Zoom, are the microphones going to be unmuted? Because that does bother some people. Like my son, he can't deal with the unmuted mics, you know, because there's too much language. It makes him really tired. So when they're teaching the classes, is that what they'll be doing? Keeping the mics unmuted?
So here's how all our instructors do it. And look, at all of this is a work in progress, but I'll tell you how we do it.
Okay.
The way we do it is that when everyone comes into the session, you don't have to talk. If you can always not say anything, but in the very first few minutes, we do have all the mics up so everyone can say hi to each other and blah, 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 blah. After that, everything gets muted and instruction starts. Then typically somewhere in the middle, for a break or for some other discussion point, things will get unmuted, or if someone has a question that they want to approach the rest of the group, then it gets unmuted at specific times. But in general, 90% of the time will be in mute mode.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm William Colbert's mother, right? And so I know he was having trouble with the with the real people stuff. I mean, when he goes to community college stuff, he loves it. He loves going in the studio and listening to what people are saying. But I could tell it was overload, with the guys were all talking about stuff that, and these people, some of them were talking about all kinds of stuff he wouldn't know about. And, and I think that made him really hard for him to concentrate when he was working on this stuff. So anyway, that was, and in real, if you got, if it wasn't Zoom, but because it's Zoom,
Sure. Well, listen, that's really our mode and our model. Again,
I know, because if it wasn't COVID, you'd have real life stuff and it would be fine. Because he had the same problem with Glendale Community College. He was so happy going there, and he just loved working in the studio. And as soon as they went to Zoom, he was at the point where he was screaming when he'd have to sit there all day with Zoom. And I think it's just that he processes language slowly, and to hear all those voices talking, whereas when he's in a classroom, he knows when the person's coming to get, to address him specifically. And he comes back and he'll say, the kids were talking about something interesting today, but he's able to, and he also can put headphones on and stuff. So that was the one thing. And then with the real people, I'm sorry to digress, but will it be the same instructor this time around too? Will Jay be teaching this thing again? Because he's supposed to, I think he's signed up again for this.
For Bugalu, you mean?
No, for the real people. I think he's signed up to repeat the session for, the next session.
No, we have advanced courses for any graduate that's part of the Bugalu platform. But actually, Jay isn't teaching them, no.
No, but I mean, for real people, right? I mean, I can also bring this up Monday. I was trying to come in last month, but like I said, I'm bad with meetups and things like that. Sometimes it doesn't work. But I thought, like, he's supposed to begin another session of real people. And it's like, no?
No,
Oh, okay. On October 15th, so he's not doing that?
No. That will be for brand new people coming into the session.
Oh, okay. Because he got a text message saying that, that he, was supposed to do it again or something, but not from you, not from the DOR or anything. So, okay, well, I can come on Monday then and try to talk, look at the phone and stuff and see, like I said, this whole thing is so confusing because he didn't understand the comments either, like that he got when the people, with that metric thing they were doing. He didn't understand like the couple comments he got. So if I can try to come on Monday to show you what, like they were saying, don't give the raw file or something, there's stuff like that where, when he was submitting the stuff to the group that was reviewing his stuff.
Right.
And he and put it in this different and make sure you submit it here. And he kept showing it to me saying, I did submit it there, and it was getting messages like that. So that's why it was kind of like, that part had him really confused and so, but anyway, I know it's kind of like a personal thing, doesn't have anything to do with Bugalu, but
no,
I don't,
okay.
so if I come talk to you Monday or something, I mean, if I
absolutely
find the class,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, we can figure out exactly what parts need to be adjusted or what parts need to be improved or what parts just, we'll look at the assessment and we'll look at what's going on. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
he didn't understand it. Like first, it's like this email came through, and I said, well, maybe that's for everybody or something. Don't submit the raw file, because he's looking at it, and he's going, I don't think I submitted the raw file. You know what I mean? And that's why it was kind of like this thing where, like, when he didn't get any work, you know, it was kind of like I said. Oh, and then he looked at this one thing and he said, oh, wait a minute, that wasn't my file that I had done, you know. And then he resubmitted it. So I said, well, yeah, you need a little bit more like help. Because I wasn't helping him, you know, and I was like, what? But anyway, so I'll try to come on Monday if I can, at least to show you, to ask you just what these comments were, to see.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't understand what they were talking about, you know. But anyway, so thank you. But I mean, otherwise he took the stuff that Jay, you know, and he improved it and he stuck it on his website. So
oh, great.
Anyway,
well, look,
yeah,
definitely come Monday, and then we can talk more about it and figure it out.
I know. Hopefully, I always have trouble. Either our internet goes down, we always got so many problems. So thank you.
Oh, of course. Does anyone have any other questions?
I have one more quick one. Back to the marketing class again. Will that class be beneficial to that for the ones who have gone through Real People, to help them market themselves through that, you know, as visual effects artists, to get more work?
Yes.
Okay.
So the name of the course is actually Marketing Yourself. So it's really all about aspects of what you are trying to accomplish in your career. So it's, if you are trying to promote yourself as an artist to go out and work for a visual effects company, it will be still how to promote yourself. Often you get a hold of people. What do your texts look like? What do you say in them? It'll be many, many aspects of that, as well as, again, even if you're going to look for work at a visual effects house, you're probably creating visual effects sequences that are cool, and they are marketable. So it's like a twofold thing. So yes, it would still benefit, whether it's Josh or anyone else, to go ahead and set up a store. And again, that doesn't cost anything. It's just, you know, the effort to do it, and to put your things up there that you think are cool. Because if you think they're cool, someone else will think they're cool.
Sure. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy, I have it's probably not a Bugalu question, it might be a Real People question. So if I had to say he looked at the rotoscoping and he liked it. So do we just go to that website, and then do we just sign up there? Is that where he signs up for that class?
Okay, so if you're interested in the class, if he's interested in the class, reach out to, you got a pen handy, right? Because you're not in DOR yet, Department of Rehab yet, right? But you're in Regional Center Orange County? What city do you guys live in?
Cypress.
Okay, reach out to, you know, you've got, let me see if I've got her. Her name is Stephanie List, L-I-S-T.
Okay.
And she's going to be at the Laguna Hills office of the DOR. Okay. And really anyone can help you, but and I love all of the people at that office. I just talk more with Stephanie. So see what their get a hold of her right away, like tomorrow. I don't have the number in front of me, but you can just pull it up really fast. It's the DOR at Laguna. Okay. And just leave a message for her. And then, in fact, if you, better yet even, take down my telephone number. Is 310-922-8558. Text me that, you know, text me to remind me that who you guys are, right? Okay. And then I will I'll text you back Stephanie's email address.
Great.
Okay. And just hit her directly and say, hey, you know, Jimmy told us to get a hold of you about potentially getting our son into DOR for his next cohort or next set. Well, you know, you use your own words, but that's the gist of it.
Great. And then down the line, do you do voiceovers or?
Show me an example.
Yeah, is that a class that Real People has, or is it mainly in?
Well, not Real People. So there's the.
But that's on Bugalu. I saw that animation voices.
Right. So it's actually we renamed it called Cartoon Voices. So that's more fun. Okay. But here's the thing: if you're, who is this for your son also?
I have 2 sons that are on the
Oh,
spectrum.
for who?
The other son.
That person, if they really like doing that and they're really good at it and want to pursue that for real, we don't offer a real program like that, but we are aligned like this with a company called Voice Masters, who are phenomenal. And I will recommend at that point to contact them. And actually, you can contact them at any time. Remind me in the text, and I'll also send you that person's contact information as well.
Great.
If that's something that, you know, your other son wants to do.
Well, I like that on Bugalu that's there, so we can kind of take a look at it, and it's kind of just maybe get started, you know, so just to kind
Yeah,
of
you know, the nice thing about Bugalu, I believe, I mean, there's a lot of nice things, but one of the nice things is that it gives you the ability to kind of taste things.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And it's like,
I
oh,
like that.
you know, cartoon voices, I kind of dig that, right? Or even like, you know, music recording. So this isn't like this full in-depth thing, but hey, you can we'll teach you how to do this music and blah, blah, blah. And it's like all of a sudden, if you find out this is my thing, then now you can go pursue it in a real fashion.
Got it. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
No, my pleasure.
Any more questions? Yeah, Denise.
One more. So my daughter is hooked up with Regional Center and DOR.
Uh-huh.
What does that have to do with, does that have something to do with if she goes into real people and how it gets paid for, or how is that involved?
Oh, okay. So DOR pays 100% for the real people training.
Okay.
And part of that training, by the way, is we actually buy the student their own laptop and their own programs that are on the laptop. That's part of our program, which is fairly new, but that's part of how it is now. So yeah, that's why we're a vendor of DOR. We're a statewide vendor with Department of Rehab.
Okay. And I deal with Laguna Hills. So Stephanie, list that you mentioned to Stephanie on the call would be applicable. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you already have a counselor there. They're all great. But you know, I like I said, I just talked to Stephanie more than anyone else. So yeah, contact her. I mean, I just was talking with her earlier today. So, and she knows we are, you know, I have a few more slots in our cohort that starts, or our group that starts at the end of the month. I think it's the 26th that we're starting.
And that's the in-person group that people go to, right?
No, it's,
well, there's no in-person.
Okay, so, but that's the one, Kendra, that you talked about your daughter having done before, right?
Yes, yes. And yes, exactly. Is Michelle still there, Jimmy, at DOR?
Yes, Michelle, absolutely.
Yeah, because seriously, you guys, when Brianna went to interview, she almost didn't get in to Jimmy's program because she was second guessing it. And so it's really good if you do what Jimmy said, look at everything, the rotoscoping and all of that, so that they can really see how great the program is. Because Michelle was like, if she doesn't want to do it, I'm not going to put her in it. Now, I don't know if the other young lady is like that, who you just brought up, Jimmy. But yeah, they really want to know that the young people want to really do it.
Well, that's true. And look, it's important all the way around. We don't just want someone in the program just for the heck of it. So we want to make sure that they feel that this is something that they want. No one knows for sure until you do it, but at least if you start out wanting to do it, that's half of it.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Brianna, because Brianna went in there going, well, I don't know. I'm looking at her like, yes, you do know. And I mean, that's a true story, because when I saw Jimmy give the presentation, I said, oh my gosh, this is so perfect for her. And I was blowing Jimmy up. I know I was getting on his nerves. I know. But I just knew it was perfect for her, but she didn't know it was perfect for her in the beginning. And so Michelle doesn't play. Michelle said, if she doesn't like it, I'm not going to put her in it. I'm like looking at Brianna, you going to like it. Trust, you're going to like it. And then when Brianna finally we did the research, she really realized, but really she realized once she got in the program with Jimmy. So it's really, really good to maybe, take note of that.
And I met a lot of awesome people too, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Right, you guys, it's close to 8 o'clock. We have time for one last question, and then I think it's time to call it a day for tonight. Anything else? Thank you. Well, thank you all for coming. Jimmy, thank you for, I'm glad we were able to arrange this time. It was a good way to let everybody know.
And listen, if I can just say one last thing, and I'm sorry it's going to be kind of a little bit of a pitch, but if any one of you guys know anyone who may be interested in Bugalu, please put the word out. You know, we're very passionate about making this work. So the more people that join us, the better we all are. So thank you so much for any help you can help us with. And last thing, help us make it better, because we're going to start. It's going to be whatever it is, and we're going to always be looking for everyone to help us continue to get as best as we can be.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Everybody.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You guys remember, right?